Today is Sunday, so it's a little quiet, but we're going to start off here in Bangor at this is at the Abbey, which many people talked about. So let's take a walk in here and see what it's all about. A lot of history here, of course. So this wall, Malachi's Wall, is from the 1200s or 13th century. I always got to get my centuries correct. This is almost 1,500 years old, and St. Comgall trained thousands of monks here. So this was founded in 558 AD in the Celtic Christian tradition, but Bangor Abbey later became a Roman Catholic, and today it's part of an Anglican Church of Ireland, making it a site that's seen over 1,400 years of continuous worship. I guess I didn't look into this, but this is a trail. I guess it's called the Christian Heritage Trail. I'm leaving the Abbey, and I'm going towards some stuff which you'll see in a moment. Hey, puppy. Hello. I got a little friend following me. You have the bell. And let's see, this is... gives you all the information. St. Columbanus. I just turned around and realized you could see right out to the Belfast Lock right from here. And just give you some reference that over there on the left, that's the train, bus station, Main Street here is, but yeah, this is, even though it's not very sunny, this is really beautiful. And we're getting closer here to the castle. So I want you to meet my friends, Barry and Dorothy, and they're from Bangor, and I actually just, you know, happy wanderlusting here, ran into them, but they point me to the walled garden, but I was just telling them how excited and telling everybody to come to Bangor, to visit. They don't have to stay, but come and enjoy. But anything you want to tell about Bangor that people wouldn't normally know?
There's lovely coastal walks. Yeah. You've got lovely coastal walks, and even if you go down to what is it?
You've been down to Strangford?
Strangford?
No.
Strangford Loch. Oh, it's lovely, yeah.
It gives me another reason to have to come back again.
Exactly.
But you know, someone did tell me on the map, they showed me, like, you know, you could drive on the coast and then come over a ferry maybe.
That's right.
Yeah.
So,
that's another trip.
Yeah, but it's lovely to meet you. And
you.
Thank you, Barry. Thank you, Dorothy. And
You're welcome.
We'll see you next time. We're going to step through a Viking longhouse, or a replica.
It's crazy how perfect these combs are. And then, like, they're building combs in the middle. They're trying to, I guess, trying to use all the space possible.
It's not easy being alive. This really is a walled garden, and it's amazing. It's like a beautiful version of when Danny in The Shining was running through the maze, but it's all beauty. The sun, as they say in Ireland, the magic sunshine has come out. It sure has. This is the walled garden. It was the Ward family that created this. They lived in they owned the castle. This is you gotta check this out. There's a bird up here that's objecting to me being in here. It's a little tunnel. Whoop. Take a little sit. While I have it here for a moment, I really need to tell you about Northern Ireland. It's amazing. So if you're thinking about coming to Ireland, you should really consider coming to the north as well. It's just amazing. And the people will treat you like you're a friend. Beautiful. We're now in Ward Park. I love this little duck pond. I'll show you. There were some ducks. They floated away. This kind of reminds you of Griffith Park in Dublin. So right in Ward Park here, they have these little budgies. I don't know if you can see because of this fence. Let's see. Yeah, little parakeets, but I guess they're called bootleggers or buddies. Yeah, they got right in Ward Park. They got a bunch of little birdies in here. Look at these buttes. This is Ward Park. So the Wards are a family, they're aristocratic Irish family, and much of the green space in Bangor especially is from the Ward family. So here in the park, it's a Sunday, they have this series in the summer where they have music. So today, I believe is some traditional Spanish music. It starts at 3 p.m. and it looks like people are already queued up. It's only not even 2 o'clock. But they're here, but you can see there's a lot of World War memorabilia and memorials, but you could see this gun. Maybe you could tell me what this actually is. quite large. And it says it's a deck gun from a German submarine, U-19, but look at that. So this is Hamilton Road, just taking a different walk around. It's interesting walking around from different angles. Like I came out of Ward Park, I didn't even really know where I was, but you could see it's very distinctly still Bangor here. Whoop! Get closer. You might recognize that gentleman. I will find you a property. The market house, which is now being, I believe they're doing a lot of tourism, but I met Mark here. I was gonna take my next wander down Main Street, but I ran into Mark and this team here of really wonderful people. So Mark, do you want to tell us about what you were doing here today?
Yeah, so this is something we do every Sunday at 1 p.m. It's a peace vigil. It's called the Bangor Peace Movement, and it's really just about giving a space for people to really come, have a bit of community, just to talk about the children who are dying, and stand out against the starvation, the children who are obviously, we're trying to get food in, there's a lot of horrible things happening in the world at the minute, so this is really just to sort of give everybody a space, it's not political, it's just about humanity, and love,
Bangor Peace Movement, so you gotta love that, and I don't want to...
I think you have to see...
Sure. Oh, I love it.
Bit of colour.
Yeah, the gold. Excellent. So 1 year later, we're back on Main Street in Bangor, and I think it looks the same. It's a Sunday. The weather is nicer than last time, and there's a lot of more people out. You got the music in the park, so everybody's heading over there. You got Greg's. You might have to go in here and just get something quick to eat. And I'm gonna keep wandering down here, but I like it. When I talk to people from Bangor, they're very kind of down on some of there could be more shops, but the shops they do have in the establishments are grand, as they say. They're quite grand. So I went into this little Smart Bargains place, and that's an insane amount of stock. They're like pretty much find anything. There's another place, Little Wing. Didn't try this, but I heard it's good. And yeah, just heading down. Decent day. It's breezy, but the sun is dipping in and out, and folks are out. Can't see the McKee clock from here. Let's go. There you go. When I was here in 2003, I'm not sure if this was open. It may have been, but this looks like kind of what we call in the United States, like a Galleria type of mall. It looked like there was a Burger King and KFC, but this is all shut. This is all done. But when they reinvigorate the waterfront, I would imagine something like this is prime real estate, and you're going to see some really great stuff. So it's called Flagship Center Bangor, but this is no more. I'm not sure. I could find out when this opened and closed. But a lot of potential. And there goes the Red Berry. Ate there last time. My girls love that place. You can go upstairs. You can look out into the lock, into the marina. And more action over here. So these side streets that you walk down, you see all kinds of art. This is Jossie Pops again. Right on this little slip street. And on the other side, there's a crab. This is Mill Row. Real estate. Here. Get another idea. So again, right here down near the marina, there's all these little eateries here. So you have a lot of options. And then you can turn up here. So right now my option would be to make a right here. Or stay near the marina. Let's see, let's take a walk. Yeah, so this is High Street, notably, if you see, again, Marina, High Street, all kinds of places here you could eat, have a drink. There's a little place here called Spice Island. It's closed right now, but they were open, maybe they open later. And there's all these little shops. Most of these are open, it's just Sunday. And the other side of the street, I tried that, I'm gonna butcher this name, a Bebe Andriano's, which was a Mexican place. It had a burrito, it was really good. We had Piccolo pizza the one night. And folks, I don't want to offend anybody, but coming from New York, New Jersey, we have pretty high standards for pizza. So I would say it was okay, but it's different. They almost kind of need to make a different name for pizza outside of New York and New Jersey. Maybe we should name it something different where we are. So also in High Street, you have Donegan's, which I have not tried yet, but I heard it's great. But the lovely wife and I did stop into Jenny Watts, which is the oldest pub in Bangor, and it was awesome. And we were treated very kindly, and you could get a proper pint of Guinness in there, to say the least. And it was lovely. So here's the High Street on a Sunday. Pretty cool. So many of you can relate to this. This is a phone booth, which I think is funny because it's open. Let's see. Let's go make a phone call. Oh goodness, maybe we're not going to make a phone call here. So just as I expected, this interesting. Actually, I should have checked to see if it actually worked. Now these are some of the places when I was here in 2003 with my mom, and this Royal Hotel was open. I'm not sure when it's closed, but it's closed now. But I'm trust with this redevelopment, you're gonna see that change. And here you got the rabbit rooms. It says the rabbit rooms or rabbit room. Yeah, it's a nice place. I went in there and I talked to some folks and met a gentleman named Phil. Oh, that was not a setup. And there goes Phil Lynott from Thin Lizzy up there. That is a wonderful. I love that mural. Yeah, the rabbit room. But this is a great place to hang out and have a drink because you're right on the water and you get a nice breeze. It's fantastic. And sadly, the last time we were here at Tower House and we met a gentleman named Leslie who was really a great guy, very helpful. He let us store our bags here, so our train didn't leave till later last time, so he actually let us leave our bags in here and go and enjoy ourselves in Bangor. But sadly, I heard that he passed, and he was a really kind person. he evidently loved doing this, and it showed, because he had a lot of excitement about talking to us about Bangor, and tell us actually some of his other adventures, I believe in Canada. But what a nice fella. Rest in peace. And this is a little place called Guillemot. I'm going to say it incorrectly, but it's a bird that's here, and I did a video last time. We saw a bunch of them. But hopefully we'll get lucky and see some more out here on the Eisenhower Pier. A little further down, there's another place, the Nines, which I heard was fantastic. But how could you go wrong? You're overlooking the lock right here at Seacliff Road. We stayed up there last time, and you have this view, which is just, can't ask for any more than that. Take off from here in Belfast Lock, go all the way to Scotland, just keep going and hit the Atlantic and go back to America. It says Bangor boat. They're going out. They got looks like the fishing's gonna be good. So behind me is what was originally called the South Pier, but it was renamed to the Eisenhower Pier in 2005. But the significance of this place here in World War II was that this is a major set-off point for American ships and soldiers for World War II, and to head out to storm the beaches of Normandy. But there's another thing that's really interesting about this place, is that during the World War II, when American soldiers, particularly black Americans, were stationed here, they were treated with dignity and respect, because here in Bangor and other close places, they did not adhere to some of the Jim Crow laws at the time. And things have changed, of course, in the United States, but back then there were many reports of American soldiers that felt very welcomed here by both Catholic and Protestants in this area. So that story was told to me by, I believe, a woman named Tricia the last time I was here, and I looked into it, and it's very touching. I think I found Project 24 is what I believe this is called, but this is a lot of the artwork, murals, Queen's Parade near the marina, and not sure how much of this is different than last year. It might be, but I'm heading back. We're going to meet friends, our friends the Harveys, and we're gonna go out with a bang. Well, all that means is we're gonna see each other and have a good time. But here's you remember this wall? Got some new stuff. Pretty fresh. This fellow with the Kangol, it says John Den 1. if that's the artist, it could be someone in pop culture. I'm getting old, so I don't know. You're gonna have to help me. But here you go. The all-seeing eye. I remember that Questlove from last time. I'm going up here. And that is a lot of what we have here. Well, they got that. So I get what some of the folks in Bangor said. They'd like to see a lot of this built up. But you got a lot of the key cornerstones down. You have great eateries and you have art. You have awesome people. You have the beautiful coast and the marina and it's magic. I mean, look. So I'm going to be back for sure. So do you believe in synchronicities? So behind me is 45 Southwell Road, which is a house my mom and my Aunt Rosie were born in on Southwell Road in Bangor. And we came here, a lot to it, but we came here in remembrance of my mother. And we stayed on Southwell Road, and we stayed not on 45, but we stayed on 54 Southwell Road. So, and it wasn't intentional, but the synchronicity, if you know, you know. Mom was born on 45. We're staying at 54. And I'll leave it at that. Oh, and the gate, oh, that's the wrong place. 50. I love the palm trees here. I just never get over that. And here it is, 54. Well, we're heading out, but we did stay in this 54 Southwell Road, which is a cozy, Simon's cozy little cottage. And it was fantastic. And you can see one of my favorite parts was staying in this family room. You have really comfortable furniture. Has the smart TV you can put on your YouTube if you want. I didn't do much of that. But check out these drapes or curtains. They're very soft and velvety. It's very royal. And look at the stained glass and this beautiful window. I just sat here with friends and family. It was quite fun. And I have a great kitchen here. Or this is like a dining area with some more seating. A little kitchen. Everything we needed. Had a little French press that I used. And then there's also an outside area. We didn't spend much time because we were out. And there's a game room with the air hockey and a washer dryer. But that's it. And we're leaving Bangor. All right, so we haven't left Bangor yet. We had a special surprise. We didn't know if it was going to happen, but check this out. We are at the Ghostbusters house with Jossie Pops, and we finally got to see it. It's actually cooler than I thought it might be in person. So yeah, it's and of course in New York City we have the Ghostbusters house, which is at a firehouse right in the barrack or down in Lower Manhattan.
Downstairs is all about renewables, upstairs is all about aerosols. So yeah, that's it. So pretty much all of my artwork at the minute is on an actual exhibition. You should probably go to see that if you're going up to Belfast. There's a really cool shop. It's like a thrift store, but it's like a sort of cool antique store. It's called On the Square Emporium. I've got currently an exhibition in there, which is pretty class. So it's got all my bigger pieces up. At the minute in the studio there's not much. There's a couple of big frame ones, and then the one that I'm working on at the minute, Oasis, which is still work in progress. Yeah, I take it you guys know Oasis, yeah?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. They were when I was a young guy. I guess it was the late '90s. They had the Wonderwall hit the airwaves, and that was it. And everybody was hooked.
Yeah, that's it.
But I see, this place is really great.
So this is a work in progress. The I tend to work from 2 canvases. So I've got the large canvas over here, which will be like the big pieces. I did a massive Hugh Jackman when he was over filming to try to get him down, like the Jared Butler one. Yeah. So we got word that he liked it and all, but we never actually got him to commit to come down, which was frustrating because after the success with Jared Butler, we thought, right, we're bound to do it with Hugh Jackman. So we didn't get him down, but he was on a massive 2 metre by 2 metre one. That one there, so that's a 1.5 by 1.5. So I tend to just plaster the background in nonsense, and then I literally build up all the different designs. So who'll ever go on that one? Now I've got a commission in from a guy actually in Dallas for the next piece, but it's actually very exciting, but it's going to be a very, very long-winded process.
We were asking what the medium is, or I'm not the best art person to talk about.
Medium I use?
Yeah,
so it's Posca pens and spray paint, but it's all acrylics. So, well, you can hold that there. I also use cap adapters, so to get the finer sort of spray when it goes to the closer detail, I would be on that. But it depends on the size of the piece. This piece that I'm about to start is gonna be massive, but there's 10 heads on it, which is a bit of a shock. Yeah, it's I'll tell you, it's off air because it's a secret at the minute. But because there's so many heads on it, I'll probably be going down to something as small as pens or actual. Never use brushes. I tend to just use the pens because it's the lazy approach. It dishes the paint out to me, which is good. But yeah, other than that, it's all spray paint. I try to make the background particularly bright and nonsensical, but the background will also always relate to the people. So in this particular one, obviously Oasis. So if you do know Oasis, you'll know all the wee sort of references around it, like cigarettes and alcohol. They're big into Adidas. What's the Story? Morning Glory, Champagne Supernova. Yeah, just the whole Half the World Away. Just sort of song titles and different things, which is nods to them. Yellow Submarine as well are massive Beatles fans, so just different things. But it's sort of, I purposely try to do the whole background is really bad and messy, and then it just sort of almost makes the portraiture better, because you're almost seeing that contrast where you're seeing that it is complete chaos behind it, but then you have like a good portrait in the front. But they're still work in progress. They're not finished. I hope to reveal them today, so you're actually getting an early reveal of it. Wow. But it's not 100% finished yet. Those are still work in progress. I was born and bred here myself, so I went to, there was a school which isn't there anymore, so it was the preparatory school for Bangor Grammar. It was Connor House, so Connor House, then Bangor Grammar, and then I went to Queen's University after that. But my whole life has been in Bangor, and I've seen it go from sort of a busy-ish, successful town. Now, I never saw it in its heyday, I'd be too young for that, but at the same time I saw the town absolutely thriving, which was great. I suppose over the past, now people will say 40 years, it hasn't really been 40 years, I'm 40, but I'd say the past at least 20 years, it's definitely sort of getting into this sort of point of disrepair. Now there's so many positives about Bangor, I wouldn't fault it, I would definitely be a positive person and pro Bangor, but at the same time it seems to, this seafront is like the thorn in its side that they cannot get out. And there's so many developments around the world, there's so many developments in different councils, there's so many developments in like Northern Ireland which are getting put forward and completed within a couple of years. Whatever it is about Bangor, there's always a problem. It's like, oh, the developer needs to get more permission, or the developer hasn't the funds, the new developer needs to be assigned. So it's just excuses after excuses. So as much as I try to be positive, as soon as you keep getting these excuses, the morale of the town stroke city goes down. There's also an ongoing joke if it's a town or city, so it's been awarded city status, but people will still call it a town because they don't feel it's earned the city status yet, that's why you hear them talk about a town city. But yeah, it is a city, like. But yeah, no, Bangor's a great place. There's lots to see, especially if you go around the coast. I used to live around by Bangor West. It has all like Carnley Golf Club and like beautiful coastlines, the best in the world, I would say, and that's a big statement, but I can sort of say that. I drove across Australia there, and we did the Great Ocean Drive, and I could happily say that the Wild Atlantic Way down south is just as beautiful, although we don't get the weather, which is a problem. So if we got the weather here, you wouldn't need to go anywhere else in the world. It's a beautiful place. But yeah, whatever it is about Bangor, they've just, they keep messing it up, and it's getting to the point now where all the town folk are getting sort of sick of it because it's just boring now. They just need to get the finger out and do it, because for people like yourselves, you're making the effort to come over here.
If you were to talk to someone like in America that was thinking about visiting Ireland, for example, why you would tell them, hey, maybe check out Bangor or the Northern Ireland versus just staying in the south?
Well, because it's a seaside town, so basically what you're going to see is just the beautiful coastline. Ireland's particularly good for that all over, but Bangor's especially nice. Maybe I'm biased, but it has got beautiful coastlines, and you've got like your Crawfordsburn Beach, which is sort of the greenery brought up to the sea, and then you've got Ballyholme Beach, which is very close there, which is literally sort of more of a promenade style. So you got the different things. It's just literally the centre of Bangor sort of film, but there is the high street. Main Street is a bit dire at the minute, but that's all to do with the development. So while the development is at a standstill, the Main Street will be at a standstill. The High Street is sort of busy. The Abbey Street and all the different avenues off Main Street are busy. But yeah, it's just that sort of thorn that's stopping people. But there is so much else to see. And there's loads of good bars and restaurants, and there is still banter and crack and stuff. So yeah, it's just, at the minute, it is a sore point for a lot of people. I think the older people are a bit more annoyed because they would have seen it go from the old seawall, which you'll hear them talk about, which basically was when the water came right up. Now, granted, I tend to agree with them. When that was removed and replaced with the marina, then the sort of vibe went out of the area. They're never going to get that back, though. That's just the way it is. That's just life, because of the marina it's built. But what they're planning to do now is make the sort of marina area more accessible and fun, and like kiosks and stuff. So it should come back on its feet, but at the same time there'll be a lot of bitterness because this old seawall, which was beautiful and was strange to remove, is gone. So they'll hold a bit of resentment for that. But I suppose the people are all on the same wavelength. They all want the same thing. They want to see the town get back to sort of the way it was. And if the council just get their act together, I know the council will say it's not them, it's now the developer, but at the same time they're heading up the project, so they need a bit of accountability there. They'll probably slate me for that, but who cares? They haven't done me so many favours as such for the work that I've put in to the town. But yeah, no, it'll get back on its feet, definitely. Well, so you'll notice that the more you come back, you'll see, like, in the next couple of years, more development with the...
I really thank you so much for making time for us.
Michael,
and we're looking forward to it. Jossie Pops said, hey, some of my stuff is featured up here in this place. It's an antique shop. And check this place out. On the Square Emporium in Belfast. And this is just a taste of what you're going to see inside of here. Pretty intense. I've never seen anything like this. Look at all this eclectic. I mean, this is medicine bottles. These little puppet shows. My mom used to tell me about stuff like that. I love how the Irish vernacular, loads more upstairs, so let's see what that means. And you gotta feel the vibe of this up here. Getting closer. So this is what Jossie was talking about, but not that Guinness toucan, but here's his exhibit. And let me get... That's a Hugh Jackman piece he was talking about. Taking a trip through my youth in the past. remember any of this stuff?
There's the grizzly bear. Big brown bear.
I feel like Don Draper's gonna walk in here. I'm sure you remember a lot of these toys. When I was a kid, I used to try to tell my dad and my mom, oh, I love this song. I'm like, can I buy this record? And they got me this tape recorder, and basically I would just wait for it to come on the radio and then record it old school like this. They got all the gear here. Brings back memories. This part right here reminds me of walking through like a Wes Anderson movie. It has all these colors and you know, these taxidermied pets or animals look like characters in some of his movies. And the sea started raging a little bit, which is, I love you, Ma. You're out there. And this is so pretty.
I want to sing my stage for glory. I want to join in the heaven band. I want to praise my stage glory. When I get to the promised land.